What's up YouTube, it's Lego King 71, and today's video will be the first in a series of build updates for my newest Lego Castle MOC that I've been working on over the past few months. In this video, I'll be showing you the process of planning the Castle MOC, first by sketching out my idea and then creating the general layout on the base plates. Then after that, I'll be showing you guys how I built the first layers of mountain terrain, and then lastly in today's update, I'll be building the outer gate of the castle. If you're familiar with my channel, you may have seen my last castle MOC building series for the 4.5 foot tall Dragon Knights castle that I built over the last 2 years. I'm expecting that this new castle will be even bigger and more epic than that one, but make sure you check out that series on my channel if you're interested in seeing one of my previous Lego castle builds. Before I could start building this new castle, I needed to destroy the old one because I'll be using the pieces from it on this new castle.
3, 2, 1.
Now, as heartbreaking as that was, what was even worse is that after the old castle was destroyed, the next thing I had to do was sort all the pieces. For now, I just sorted them by color into these large bins, but eventually I'll have to sort all 38,000 pieces by both color and type and then put them into my Acro Mills storage containers. Once all the pieces were sorted, I started sketching out a rough plan for the new castle. Let's take a look at the sketch I made so you can see what I have planned. Try not to judge me too harshly for my drawing skills though. I promise my Lego building skills make up for my lack of artistic ability. Starting from the bottom left of my sketch, you can see that I'll be building a path up the mountain that leads to the outer wall and gatehouse of the castle. The castle gate will be powered by a water mill harnessing the energy from the river which is located inside of the wall. To get over the river, there will need to be a bridge that leads to a path winding all the way up the mountain. Along this path, I want to have some sort of tomb or burial chamber with the entrance built into the side of the rock face. A little further along, I want there to be a tavern for travelers to stay in. Underneath this tavern, there will be a secret mining operation run by the infamous Wolfpack crime organization. Then further up the path, there will be more houses and farm buildings, including a windmill. There will also be crops and livestock in this section of the MOC. The path then leads to another river crossing and another bridge crossing over to the castle. I haven't really thought too much about the exact design of the castle, so this part of the sketch is really just a placeholder. The other thing I decided before I started building is that since this is a mountain castle, I wanted there to be snow incorporated into the build. But since I mentioned before that I wanted to have crops in the village, the most logical idea I could think of was to have this MOC set in autumn. That way the crops won't be harvested yet, and I can even incorporate some awesome pops of color with autumn leaves on the trees. With this plan in mind, I could start laying out base plates with these large dark gray rock pieces which will serve as the base layer of the mountain. After that, I started on the more detailed terrain building. For the main color of the soil, I decided to use dark tan plates, which I will later add patches of white plates on top of to represent snow. You can see as I'm building that I'm using all kinds of different colors to support the terrain underneath. None of this is going to be visible when the MOC is finished, so I just tried to use the most obnoxiously colorful pieces rather than wasting the colors of bricks that I'll need for other parts of the MOC that will be visible. You can see in these clips that I'm making all of the elevation changes exactly 1 brick tall. This is to cut down on the number of parts I'm using, and it also helps keep the base layer of the mountain terrain easier to build on top of. In a future video, I'll be adding layers of angled plates to make the slope look more gradual and natural. Those same plates will also cover up all the different colored support bricks that are currently exposed in these clips that you're seeing now. I also wanted to show you guys the technique that I use to give the river a smooth look without the seams that tile pieces typically leave behind. To do this, I turned 1 stud wide blue bricks on their side and rested them directly on top of the studs of the base plate. You can see that this makes the flat surface exactly 1 brick tall, meaning that it's super easy to layer these dark gray bricks on top of to lock the blue bricks in place and also make a seamless transition from the water to the rocky terrain. This also makes it super easy to have interesting angles where the rock meets the edge of the river, giving it a more natural look. Once I had some terrain built, I moved over to my desk to build a prototype of the guard tower for the castle gate. I experimented with a few different techniques, and once I had something I generally liked, I started building the gate and the tower on the MOC itself. You can see that I went with a 6-sided tower design using snot bricks and 1x2 slope pieces where the corners meet. In my last castle, a lot of the walls were very smooth, so in this castle I wanted to mix up the textures on the walls to look more weathered and realistic. I did this with a combination of masonry bricks and snot bricks covered by tiles, but my favorite texturing technique uses a headlight brick turned on its side with a 1x1 plate stacked on top of it. The mixture of all three of these techniques creates a really cool look, I think. Once I finished the tower, I built a stone bridge over the river. I used tiles connected to snot bricks on the side of the bridge to give it a nice stone arch look, and I think the profile looks really awesome, especially from the side. I used a similar technique to create a stone arch around the door of the gatehouse. Now let's move on to the water mill. Here you can see that I built the water wheel using 4 of these quarter circle fence pieces, which I think looks great. But I didn't just want it to look cool. One thing I wanted to challenge myself with was to make the gate fully functional and have it actually be powered by the water mill. To do this, however, I needed to modify the gate and cut it down to size with some scissors. Now, if you're a Lego purist, hopefully you close your eyes for that part. In these next clips, you can see how I built the actual mechanism that lifts the gate. Essentially, the way this works is by having a chain wrap around the axle, which is powered by the water mill. But I still wanted the water wheel to be able to spin freely without always resulting in the gate lifting up. So to do this, I built a mechanism that will catch on this pin when it's in the forward position. Then to release the gate, I can simply slide the mechanism back and the pin will no longer catch and the gate will fall with the help of gravity. Once the gate mechanism was built, I started building more of the front wall. Here I built up the mountains and made a wooden defensive structure for archers to shoot arrows from. You'll see in a future update that this defensive position will be very useful for the Black Falcon Knights to use in their defense against the mountain orcs. Back on the inside of the gate, I started building the second level of the gatehouse. You can also see that I have a ladder leading up to this level. You'll probably notice that the second level of the gatehouse is inspired by the medieval timber frame design that you'll see me use on many of the other buildings in this MOC. To finish this building, I placed a removable black roof on top. In a later video, I'll add snow and icicles to the roof, but for now it's just black. I did, however, add a chimney with some white smoke coming out, and I think that adds a little bit more character to the building. After that, I built more of the terrain in front of the gatehouse and placed a temporary rock wall where I'll be building the mine shaft in a later video. Well, that's going to be it for this first update on my Black Falcon Castle MOC build. I hope you guys enjoyed it. In my next update video, I'll be working on building the catacombs, the Wolfpack Inn, and their secret mining operation below the inn.
Also, if you're interested in seeing even more behind the scenes content and supporting my future videos, you can become a paid member of my channel by clicking the link in the description of this video. By becoming a member, you'll gain access to features like more frequent behind the scenes photos and status updates on projects that I'm working on, like this newest castle MOC, members-only polls to help me decide the priorities of my projects and future videos, in-video shoutouts at the end of my future videos, and even early access to my latest videos. Members will also get access to these awesome-looking loyalty badges and emojis that I've designed just for members of this channel. I mean, come on, who wouldn't want access to this super cute emoji of my dog Bandit who has starred in a few of my recent videos? If you're not interested in becoming a member, you can always support me by subscribing, dropping a like, or leaving a comment. As always, thanks so much for watching, and stay tuned for new videos coming soon. See ya!